Managers must manage. It's a simple statement, but let's think about what it means for a minute. Let's ask ourselves, what makes a manager? Tammy? A manager is someone who supervises other people and plans and carries out projects. That's right. A manager has the ability to set goals and then to accomplish what he or she sets out to do. Business managers shoot for results. This means that once you set your business plan and budget for the year, you have to achieve the sales, the market share, the earnings, whatever you set out to do. Yes, Doug? But even the best managers can't achieve every goal. A lot can go wrong that's beyond your control. Say, for example, the whole economy goes into recession. That would interfere with your goals, like your sales, for example. And sometimes things go wrong no matter what you do. You could say that about life in general. We are always being hit with things that are beyond our control. But good managers have to adjust to changing circumstances. They have to, but let me share a story. I tell all my students it's about two promising young people of equal intelligence and ability. Both are courageous students, and both want to go on top to graduate school of business. The first student, May, hands in all of her assignment and does exactly what's expected of her. She receives good grades, mostly A's with a few B's, during her first couple of years in college. But then one year she gets the flu before final exam and she performs poorly on her exam. As a result, her grade point average slips just above a C. May tells herself that it wasn't her fault. It was because she wasn't able to study when she was sick and she vows to do better next year. But something always happens to wreck May's plan. Next year, she misunderstands the question on the final and gets a C. May graduate with a B minus average. The second student, Takei, also wants to go to a top school, so she sets out to get an A average. She studies 4 hours every night. Her, dis- her diligence and hard work pay off, and she gets all her her first 3 years. Then, in her senior years, she runs into trouble with one of her courses, advanced accounting. Advanced accounting. She works hard, but the materials is difficult, and she has a hard time solving some of the problems. At midterm, she's struggling for a B. She works harder, does some outside reading. She asks her professor for help, but the professor doesn't have much time for students. What does Kay do? After trying several different approaches, studying harder, reading more, asking for help, what she ends up doing is finding graduate students to tutor her. She works long and thinks hard. And of course, you know the end of the story. Kay gets her A. Now, what kind of manager is each student? Kay is certainly a more successful student because she got all A's. The first student may probably won't get into a top business school because the top schools require you have to have a high grade point average, and she didn't have that. So as a student, Kay has a better chance of getting a top-notch business education. What you both said is true, but who's a better manager, May or Kay? In my opinion, May wouldn't be a strong manager. She just drifted along. When she got the flu and blew it on her exam, she never really caught up. Kay is clearly the better manager. I agree with Tommy. I think May will be a better manager. She graduated with an A average, so that shows how hard she worked. But she also knew what to do when she was having trouble in her accounting course. Kay was manager before she even reached business school. She had grasped the essentials of good business management. Not because she worked so hard, but because when one action failed, she tried another and another until she achieved her goal. This is what managers do.